Hi. I always like doing the really subdued highs and just hearing the hi come out of the crowd. So we've made it to Sunday, a MomoCon. Can anyone, do you guys believe that it's actually Sunday? Right? It's like, it's not Sunday. It's at best Friday afternoon right now.
It feels like Sunday. Tired.
Energy level wise, I can believe it, but your chips are going everywhere. How to YouTube and eat.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so we sometimes we'll do that make some noise thing, but I want this side to do it, but not loud, just the most zombified, all right, 1, 2, 3, go. This side, go. Both sides. All right, you hear that, MomoCon? We're killing it, yeah! No, this has been an awesome weekend. I want to give a shout out, and now we can really make some noise for all the MomoCon staff here. They've done a great job.
So this is the How to YouTube panel. We've done this a few times before. It's more of a panel for you all to ask us questions. There's a microphone there in the middle. You don't have to jump up to it at the moment. There's a few things we'll do, like explain who we are and what we do. Are there any people in the audience who are new to this panel? Okay. Yeah, so we're YouTubers, unfortunately. And we're going to, thank you, Mom. And it's going to be our pleasure to just talk to you, questions and answers, and just shooting the breeze about this hell site that is YouTube, and how to potentially survive on it. Jax, you want to tell folks about what you do on YouTube?
All right. Hi there. I'm your friendly neighborhood JaxBlade. I do a bunch of workout routines based on your favorite fictional characters, and what I do is I help people who really idolize those fictional characters, oh, that character looks like this, I wonder if I could ever look like that. I actually make it so easy to understand that you can just go and be oh, that's the character's body. I can now do that with these little steps planned for me. So I do that with a bunch of characters. I also do a bunch of animation talks about reviews. I've done a mega TMNT video where I've ranked every single TMNT series there is to date from every episode. That was super fun. And I'm working on a Spider-Man one on that scale. So yeah, but I do a bunch of that stuff. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Paleosteno. I talk about mostly animated movies. It's going to be very busy in June because we have a lot of stuff coming out. And I do reviews on those. And recently I've been doing a lot of ranking videos as well, where I rank animated movies for a particular year, and what I think they fall under. And actually, I've been doing something that I'm going to be coming out next month, because I'm going to be ranking all the Land Before Time sequels. Yeah, and then I also stream on Twitch a lot more often now. But yeah, that's what I do.
I'm Saberspark. I do animation reviews of really obscure and weird things like Moses and vegetables. And yeah, that's mostly, I do Twitch as well occasionally, but mostly I'm just on YouTube talking about really obscure and just out there on the fringe of animation kind of stuff. Sometimes, most times. Sometimes I'll do the Mario movie review as well, pays the bills.
And I'm ACRacebest. I approach YouTube as a more of a hobby style, so a little bit different perspective than maybe what else is up here. A lot of the content I've been making over the years, vlog style content, a lot of it having to do with My Little Pony. Do we have any MLP fans out there? All right. And animation, Disney. I'm a huge fan of Zootopia, so done some stuff with that. I also have multiple other channels. I have a channel for motorsports out on the West Coast, and which has now become kind of all over the country. I also have a gaming channel, so I dab a lot in a lot of the YouTube realms. So yeah, Ready Player Dumb is the name of the gaming channel, and Low Budget TV is the name of the motorsports channel. So yeah, thank you all for coming out to our How to YouTube panel.
We'll see you all next year. We have a microphone here in the middle of the room, but for those who are like, I don't want to get up, you can raise your hand and we can take questions. It's mostly a Q&A panel.
Oh, come on, force them to get up to that microphone.
No, they're introverts. On a Sunday morning.
Raise your hand if you're an introvert.
Hold on.
But you raised your hands. I don't believe you now.
I think Race wants the audio from the Q&A mic.
I do. That's what's up.
All right, then.
Saber's like, but I can relate to you all.
Break the cameras. Hi.
Hey guys, so I was wondering, I've been doing YouTube. Oh God, feedback.
It's your fault.
You ruined the cameras.
Well, so I've been doing YouTube now for a while. Ever since 2017, I've been very productive. And I just want to know how valuable our playlists are, because I have been creating multiple playlists for multiple different types of content, such as reactions and reviews. But then there's also other subcategories where it does, and most of those other types of videos are pretty much the same in those types of playlists. So I just want to know, like, how valuable and key are playlists?
I'd say it's a good proactive approach, because people have been binging more content as of late. I recently discovered, y'all ever heard of a channel called Windigoon? Yeah! Okay, so his content is like straight up binge worthy, and people just put that on the background, and his long form content with this playlist, and it's just kind of like the equivalent of turning on the TV back in the day.
Yeah.
So playlist working your favor for that, because sometimes YouTube will automatically suggest a video following. The algorithm tries to identify what you're into, but sometimes they don't always get it right. Do a playlist, and that way you can help the viewer. Yeah. And I've noticed there's some playlists where I'm like, wow, that really helped me out. You know, like this video, I thought it would be a nothing video, but like the playlist really brought traffic that way, so it helps. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's like a determining factor, but it doesn't really take much time to do it, and it can potentially help you out a lot in the future.
Yeah, I see it. Oh, Jax, were you
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I see it as a great organizing tool.
Yeah.
Especially like for our gaming channel. It's like being able to just log everything in there. Out of curiosity, for all of you out there, how many of you just turn on YouTube at night and just let it play while you sleep? My wife does this.
Fall asleep to
and that's
it.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, playlists.
I have a guilty confession here. About a year and a half ago, there was a channel that I turned on to fall asleep to, and it was Nikado Avocado videos. And I did it for like a month, and I was just like, what's wrong with me? And then I switched back to like King of the Hill. So, but there was a moment, I remember like waking up at 3 a.m. and just hear him crying. I'm like, why did I leave this on? So yes, you're not alone, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, wait, Jax, you wanna?
To go off the playlist thing, yeah, I do think they help a lot, like what Saber was saying with, like, you know, people binging your stuff, but also like what Saber said as well with the whole, if your video that you thought wouldn't do well, like you put it in a playlist and starts doing well. That happened to me like several times so far. Like sometimes I'll do a video and I'm like, oh, this is like a dud video, but then like it's in a playlist and then more people are seeing it and it's just like, wait, what was that? I'm gonna rewatch this because it's like, oh, I'm actually paying attention to this video now, and so like then it just starts to grow organically, and then it just has a splinter like root effect where it's just like it starts going out to other stuff, and then when you start watching more stuff in a playlist, your videos start being on the suggestion bar a lot more. I found where it's just like, oh yeah, you watched a bunch of his videos in a playlist, yeah, go on, check it out. So I definitely
And
work.
also another thought, even for ones that have like very few videos, like 3 or 4 even, would that be necessary?
If you think it's going to grow, like you're going to be adding more to it, I'd say yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you. And by the way, if you want to like change the microphone height or whatever to whatever you want,
Let's just do this.
Okay.
I got a question for each of you.
Me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
For each of you.
Oh.
For Jax,
Yes.
what do you think is the best way to make a YouTube channel around nutrition for paleo? What do you prefer?
Should we just do one question at a time and work our way down? All right, Jax, you go first.
Okay. All right. So for me, like just how to make it beneficial for nutrition.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the biggest things, like I have countless videos on nutrition because I feel like it's one of the biggest things. I'm actually working on a cookbook right now to help a lot of people with this very thing.
4 years, Jax. 4
Actually,
years.
I worked on it this weekend. So yeah, boom. So like, I'm actually very excited to release it, just like to help people out with stuff like that. But one of the things.
What will it be called?
Snacks with Jax.
Jax Snacks Cookbook. Oh, I don't know. Like, Jax Snacks for right now is the promo name. But like, what I like to do with my nutrition videos is I look at it from a realistic point of view for like, all right, so for example, a lot of people, like, you watch a bodybuilder like, all right, well, I eat chicken breast, broccoli, brown rice, 8 meals a day, and I do it every day, and I'm happy, and I don't even eat food for enjoyment, I eat it for fuel, and it's just like, majority of people aren't like that. It's like, you have to find a way to make it relatable to a bunch of people. Like, so for example, if I was to make a food thing for this con, it's like, oh, there's Papa John's right there, but there's also like steam buns downstairs, and then there's like, a coffee place right there, and then there's a place you can get bagels and all this stuff, and it's just like, okay, where can you get adequate protein, where can you get this amount, and what is like more convenient for you, because you also have to factor in lines and stuff like that. So like, when I'm doing a nutrition video, I try to make it as relatable to everyone as possible. Like, okay, like, oh, sometimes I can't cook, what can I get on the road? Oh, what can I order on the road? All right, well, like, this will help me, and so I won't feel like, crap most of the time. So like, that's what I really try to focus on, is just making it as easy to understand to a good variety of people.
You look for the smallest nerd in the artist alley, and you eat them, all right? You go for the jugular.
And then you absorb his power.
A quick death, and then you eat them in the corner. Keep them away from the other vendors, though.
For Paleo, what is the biggest difference that you found from streaming on YouTube to streaming on Twitch?
Streaming on Twitch, the culture is very different on Twitch compared to YouTube. And also on YouTube, there's just a lot of features that YouTube still needs to catch up, as far as like with Twitch goes, with like the different integrations with emotes and stuff, and a bunch of other stuff. They're starting to roll things out like gifted subs, like on Twitch. YouTube had actually started to roll that out to a lot of different channels. So they're trying to like catch up. But I do notice that like on YouTube, if you like stream on a specific day, unless you're already like an established streamer, a specific day of the week, it would be like that day, and you'll get like your viewers. But with Twitch, it's like people want to watch stuff like all the time. It's a really weird like mind game thing. Is like you kind of have to make them miss you. It's really weird, but yeah, I would say it mostly it's just like the different culture, and also just like YouTube just trying to catch up with what the stuff that Twitch does.
For Saber,
yeah,
I watched you before. I recognize you from your face. Do you think? But nowadays you do more kind of this caricature character on screen. Mm-hmm. Do you think that having like this thing that kind of represents who you are or how people see you is it? Do you think that it's important to build like kind of like I don't want to say a brand?
That's a brand.
Yeah,
it
do you
is.
think it's important?
Depends on your direction. I kind of value my privacy. I've only been noticed a handful of times in public outside of cons, which is nice, You saw a floating orange torso, I'd be like, that's Saberspark. But then, like, there have been moments where I've been like caught in the wild where folks are like, Saberspark? And there actually was, in my town where I live, I had a guy walk into a Starbucks and I was waiting in line, I was ordering my coffee, and he like did a double take, he was like, Saberspark? And I'm like, huh! I was afraid for my life for a second. But it was nice. He was like some electrician. But I guess for branding wise, the cartoon character is easier on the eyes than this, and a bit more recognizable.
Oh, don't put yourself down.
Thank you.
He's right though.
Right.
And for Race, as someone that has watched most of your convention blogs, what do you think is the best way to edit these blogs? Because there are certain people that edit vlogs a certain way. You certainly do, like, film everything. Like, how did that get?
Here I am in the bathroom.
Yeah.
All right.
How did that idea come about?
Well, for me, I film and edit vlogs. The best way I can describe the way I do it is what I would like to go back and watch myself. So effectively, I kind of make them for myself, kind of making a memory reel for myself and my friends. It's something to look back at and be like, oh yeah, this happened and this happened. And I've always loved that there's an audience that'll be there to watch them and enjoy along with our ride. But for the most part, what I'm doing is I do this with a lot of content. I try to make it as content I would want to watch, and then hope that, hey, maybe I'm striking with the audience as well as something that they would want to watch. And with our group of friends, for anyone that hasn't seen our con vlogs, we get into some really weird situations at times and always have a blast. So yeah, that's how I approach those videos though. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon. Glad to see you guys. I missed you guys yesterday. But so what is a video that you put like a ton of work into, a ton of research into, a ton of time into, but it just had to be canceled, it wasn't coming together, and kind of how did you handle or cope with that?
I guess I wouldn't say it's canceled per se. I would just say on hiatus. Okay, so for example, I'm working on a mega Spider-Man video where I talk about like different variations of Spider-Man and stuff like that. In a very similar way, I did my TMNT video where I talked about every series in depth and stuff like that. The reason I held off on it is because like Across the Spider-Verse, like the trailer for that like came out early, and I was just like, I didn't watch it fully because I want to go into it like fresh, but I was like, I feel like I'm really gonna enjoy it, and then like I don't want to do it and be like, oh snap, I should add this to my video and post it. And then like Spider-Man 2 came out, the PlayStation 5 game, whereas like I saw the trailer for that, I'm just like, I want to play that first before I get into it. So like there's a bunch of stuff, and then also like Across the Spider-Verse is supposed to have like another sequel like next year too. So like a part of me is just like, I wanted to, because originally it was supposed to come out like early January this year, but I was just like, you know what, I want to put more work into this because I have such a passion. He's my favorite superhero. I want to make it really good. So it's like, I'll watch those first and then add to it. So like, that's why it made me delay it, because it was just like, I feel I can get more out of this if I take my time with it. Yeah.
So I have like a full script for a video about Walking with Dinosaurs and the series around it, but anytime I talk about like dinosaurs or Jurassic Park or whatever, the views are not very good on my channel. So if I wanted to talk, that's the thing about like YouTube is like, you kind of have to find your niche. And for that, it was like, well, if I want to talk about like dinosaurs and stuff, I would probably just make a different channel to talk about that kind of stuff. So because that's what I was originally going to do. I want to make a big video about Walking with Dinosaurs and all that. But if I did, I would probably start it on another channel or something. So I keep the stuff I talk about on my channel to animated movies. So that's what I focus on there. Even though like I'm going to be talking about Land Before Time, that does include dinosaurs, but that's more like, you know, animation. So
I was going to do a video about what's ruining SpongeBob, but then I kind of thought it wasn't right. Where I'm like, there's a lot of artists who, because I mean, the truth is that this has become a franchise that will never stop. And even though nostalgia makes me go, you know, the original series or seasons were better, I think they still are. The artists who work on it actively now are passionate, and it just felt kind of wrong. Like there wasn't enough information. And I'm not saying I can have an opinion, but I also arrived to this realization that my videos can impact people in the industry. And I'm like, there's just too much uncertainty for me to really commit to this, and it doesn't feel right. I just don't know enough, so I just scrapped it. I had some research and a script, and I'm like, nope, not worth it. Scrap it.
Yeah, actually, on that note, were you supposed to review like a Taiwanese cartoon at some point? Like you did a post about it?
Oh God, I have to stop talking about. I have to stop talking about projects I'm working on and just do them and release them the same week.
Okay.
I have a spreadsheet of probably over 1,000 ideas. That's not even a joke. And part of it, and I just recently realized that I need writers and researchers to help me get this moving, and I've been making some commitment to that.
Yeah, because you posted about it, but then it never showed up again, and I even went back through your playlist. I'm like, did I miss it? Did I miss something?
There's so many things, like SpongeBob and Tehran, I was gonna talk about. There's a lot of projects I would telegraph, like I'm gonna do it. Yeah, delete the post. No, but yeah, I'm ADD for what it's worth. I don't use that as an excuse, but that's how my personality is. I'm very excited about making lists and the idea of doing projects, but then when it comes to actually doing them, I can get a little bit of choice paralysis. And then I'm like, okay, let's take it in. What's the next step? What feels right? Because sometimes a project just won't click with me, and I'm like, I'll sidebar it, put it away, back burner, or I'll just scrap it. Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure it feels right. So, yeah.
Okay.
I will see about that video, though.
Yeah,
We'll
the
see.
Taiwanese one. Please find the post again, because I feel like I Mandela affected it.
I'm gonna delete it right now.
Yeah, Mandela effect.
I was gonna say, a video for me doesn't come to mind, but I've had series that I have a part 1 that never had a part 2. And what sometimes happens with that is you kind of create it with the idea of like, oh, I'm gonna wanna make more, but then you realize it's not a sustainable series to continue on, and sometimes you have to make that hard call as a content creator, but be realistic with yourself. Either if it's a video that you're working on or a series you think you want to create, it doesn't mean you have to be ashamed that I only made one, but sometimes you just have to realize what are you capable of doing and what do you want to do? Like, is this something that you have the passion behind to continue on or to finish to completion? And sometimes that's just looking within.
Okay, thank you for all your
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm already fucking up. Okay. So, hi, nice to see you guys again. I was Chico.
Yes, you
Friday,
were.
And Raven yesterday. So, my question for you guys is, how do you market / manage your social media to gain and maintain followers and subscribers?
Oh, so just like utilizing them to grow the subscribers on the
Yes.
channel. Okay. Well, what I do is pretty much like whenever I make a video, I always just post it to social media, but I always like, well, there'll be various things like, okay, do I need to use a hashtag for this if I'm on Twitter? Or if I'm on Instagram, it's like, okay, hashtag. And then before what I used to do is I would just like do a post on Instagram, but then I also utilize stories on Instagram where it's like, okay, hey, I'm doing a new
I
video.
think we lost your mic,
We
Jack.
lost your mic, Jax.
Is it back? Yeah. Okay.
Tap. You're good.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I would just utilize Instagram stories as well, and then Instagram posts. And then if I'm using it on Facebook, I'd be like, okay, just posting this on the Facebook page. And then if you have a good amount of supporters who like really enjoy your content, they'll always like retweet it or share it as well as like, oh, did you see this video or did you see it? Or they'll share it with their friends personally. So that's how I utilize all the social media, is just like posting about it and then just be like, you know, and then if you build up an audience as well, just like, you know, being yourself, because like that's the thing about like all this social media stuff is like they want to see you as a person, like just goofing around, like, because I know there are some people who only use social media for their content, like this is all I did and this is all I did, and then every post is just that. It's like, okay, cool, I get that, and then I'm subscribed and stuff like that. But then when you see them, how their personality is online, it's like, okay, so that's how they act, that's what their personality is like. Okay, I want to see how they are in a video then, if that's how they're acting, stuff like that. So that can all just help with that stuff.
Yeah, consistency also helps. Like, especially with like YouTube or TikTok or whatever, of like consistently putting out videos. Or in case of streaming, like picking like a day or two like during the week and like, oh yeah, I stream on these days at this time. So I would say consistency for sure.
I mean, I don't really use it, but like as far as watching content, but I upload to TikTok because it's a growth platform. And I just take my YouTube shorts, which by the way, shorts are where it's at right now for growth, not for money. And that's just what I've taken in my line of sight. So I'm like, okay, these little short form videos, YouTube shorts, and TikTok. I have like 45,000 followers on TikTok. I barely even look at it. I'm just like, it's a dumping ground. And there's folks in the comments like, Saberspark's on TikTok? I'm like, hello, Zoomers, yes I am. Come back to my YouTube channel, just to kind of put me out there on their little radar at least, so. Yeah.
I'll echo the shorts. I was a holdout for a while with the shorts. I was like, nah, this isn't the direction.
Dumb, vertical videos, ew.
But YouTube is what's pushing the shorts
They
right
are.
now, and we've been utilizing it across our channels. It's absolutely. If right now that's what you're looking like, how can I really be cultivating an audience?
That's the horizon.
Look
right
into the
there.
shorts.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I remember I started doing shorts back in like September or August. Because like my channel was like, just going down for a bit. Then I had like a video that was like, oh, boom. Because what my videos do is they are like, I always call them like little seeds. Because like sometimes they're just like, they'll be like at 20K for a while. But then they shoot up to like 1 million or like 500,000 or something like that. And they still just keep growing. It's like, it happens randomly too. Like it'll happen with videos from like 2020 or like videos from like 2017 or something like that. I'm like, okay, it decided to like have its like little growth spurt. But like YouTube Shorts, like when I started doing it, I remember I did like a video that got 1 million. Then I did a YouTube Short like similar to that video, shot up to 1 million, and then like I did 2 more shorts after that, and they both got like 1 million views, and then like the subscribers just skyrocketed with it. I was just like, okay, but here's the thing, because like Saber just said, the money with them at that time, it's nothing
not
there.
lucrative.
But here's the thing. Last year it was, because I made a short that only made like I only got like 100K views, but it was like, oh, this is $100. So when I first was like, oh, this got like 10 million views. Oh, I wonder how much this is. It's just like 2 cents. Okay, just like wow.
Yeah, I also will say that YouTube is much better at organizing its own content now, especially when you go to someone's channel. It'll say videos, shorts, live, and they're all separated now, rather than having them all in one big thing. So you'll know what like the actual videos are, what the shorts are, and what live streams were.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'd just like to thank Jax again. Well, I'd like to thank you because you actually inspired me to go back into CrossFit, and I ended up losing about 35
Wow,
pounds.
congrats, yo, yeah. And you rocked that sheet, yeah, you're rocking it, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
All right. So you can. Am I close enough? Okay. So my question, because we all know that starting is the hardest part. I've technically done YouTube for several years, and I want to get started on a new one. I understand I've learned a lot through video editing and other techniques, but I also understand that the community is a really, really big part of learning and growing. So my question is, especially when you're first starting out, what is the key to making those connections and really like meeting communities that can help teach you skills and techniques? Is it just a matter of watching videos, or is there a way to connect with people?
Well, I can say that, as mentioned earlier, I am in fact a brony. And when the fandom was...
You are?
True, yeah.
It's true. It's not just ironic. When that all got going back like 2010, 2011, it was an incredible community for creators, because a lot of us, like a lot of musicians, were meeting up with musicians that were getting started and learning, and everyone was helping each other out. And the same thing was happening with video editors and content creators and YouTubers. And there was a lot of that where it was cultivating more and more content because people were learning from each other. Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm not saying go back in time and jump into the brony fandom. It's still around, but that was something that for me that I know helped. Where it was like, you know, there were things where my old videos, I'm like, why does it just look so blurry and do this? And I had people to go to.
Yeah.
So I know for me, like that was it for me, where it was like that was a community that I was able to bounce off of with ideas and people with knowledge of editing programs. And really, you could probably find this. I would think there, you know, in many kind of maybe fandom types with content creators that, you know, if you could become friends with and be like, hey, I'm working on this project, I have a question about this. But I will say this, if you're ever looking for any, like, basically how to do anything, look it up on YouTube. There's probably going to be a tutorial how to do this with almost any program from what I found, and you can learn so much so quickly there, so.
Like YouTube tutorials, subreddits, Discord servers. You know, there are a lot of folks out there who like thrive to teach and educate. And you just gotta like make sure you find that initial connection that feels like authentic, and then just vet it out and take it from there.
Yeah. Right. Also, like, if you're like starting a new YouTube channel and then like people comment, like try to reply to as many comments as you can when you're first starting out. It builds like, it builds like a good community of like, oh yeah, he talks to me and it's like, it's nice, stuff like that. And so like when you start growing, it's just like more people start suggesting more and more, because it's like, it's got that very familial vibe of just like, oh yeah, that's what's going on with me.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. And you're right, starting is the hardest part. You'll get it. Don't give up.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh yeah. So I just want to ask, as a content creator yourselves, have you ever looked like back into your like older videos, or like just looking at like how much you progress and watch one of your videos and you're just looking like, oh, that didn't age well, and like.
But that means you grew. That means you improved. You know, there's a lot of my old videos I watch, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? And I hope 10 years from now, I'll look back and say, what was wrong with me again?
Wait, your current videos don't make you ask that?
That's
What's
true,
wrong
yeah.
with me?
My editors say the same thing actively.
So yeah, I mean, because that's part of the growing process. I mean, I currently there. I mean, I guess it's up to an individual to make this opinion. But like some folks, you sound like a robot, Saber, when you talk in your videos. Sure, I'm reading a script. But like back in 2017, I really sounded like a robot when I read my scripts. I was like, stage fright and still trying to build a cadence and a groove to it, but I've improved. Yeah. So, you cringe, but that means, hey, you're doing better. And something, hopefully you looked in the past and said, I'm now going in this direction. It feels more organic and it's thriving and I'm doing better.
Yeah. It's a cool little thing. Like it is like what Saber just said. It's very nostalgic, and there's so many you get sort of very analytical with how you do your stuff. Where because you look at this stuff and you go like, oh man, if I edited it like this, that would have gone like this. Oh man, that would have been so much better if I did this. And it's like, why do I sound like this here and stuff like that? But it's just it's little, because I know for me, there are some videos where I look at and I'm just like, should I remake this? Like, should I just redo this thing? But then I'll be like a spiral of just redo it, and then we'll lose the charm of what made the original one special. So it's just I just see what I can improve on every time. So. Yeah.
But like you said, it's a sign of growth too. One thing I think of, not just on the content creation side, I'm also a racetrack announcer. And I'll go back and sometimes see videos of when I was getting started and be like, man, listen to me getting used to talking on a microphone back in the day. But again, that's a sign of growth, and seeing where you are now. You learn from the mistakes you made, or maybe you look back and be like,
those are the amateur years, right?
Yeah. So, it's a sign of growth. I love looking back at the old stuff and just being like, oh, look where I was. But yeah, it's so cool to see where you are now. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have one more short question.
What's up?
Have you ever looked back at your popular videos and you sure that was 2 years ago? I remember making that last month.
Yes.
Every time. Many times. Yeah, it's oh my God, that One Punch Man video. I was like, that was 2016? I could have swore that was 2 years ago. What? I was
You're right.
It's freaky.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I've been watching you guys since the Brony Reacts, so my question was, how do you guys deal with burnout when a video is just oh man, this is so tiring, I can't do this anymore? What motivates you guys?
Okay, so I want to say this as someone who, it's not, because like race, even though I do YouTube, it's not my main profession. My main profession is I'm an online coach. So while I love YouTube, I never was this is gonna be my entire thing. I have to do it every week or else I'm not gonna get money. So for what I do is if I'm just I'm not feeling it this week, I need to do this, I will literally decompress. I'll take a break from social media. I will focus on doing things I love that are just passionate. I'll maybe rewatch a show I love, or I'll replay a game I love, or I'll do something like that where it's just I will do all this stuff to just help me decompress and get out of that burnout zone. Because sometimes there'll be moments where it's I have to write a script this week or else I can't do it. I used to do a thing where every Saturday at 10 a.m. I have to upload, and it was it was great. It helped me grow immensely and stuff like that. And I was really happy to do it. But then there was a point where it's just this is going on in my life. This is happening right here. I am burnt out, but what if I'm going to do a script, it's not going to be as good as I want it to be. So I would just I'll take a break from it, step back, and then am able to get myself back to my bearings and be okay, what is something that makes me excited and passionate to talk about? It's okay, well, let me try that. And then that's how it gets me back into it. It's just I take that good long break of decompression from all the stuff that is making me overthink about it.
Yeah, if again, from the hobby perspective, we're not in a spot where it's we got bills to pay, depending on how many videos we get out or whatnot. It's really nice.
I'm jealous.
But it's okay to take a break.
Yeah.
If if you're approaching it from that kind of standpoint, and sometimes you need to, and sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it, and you're oh, I haven't made a video in a while. But what I've found is that what helps me come out of burnout, especially if I do take a little bit of a break and I find myself going, I want to make some content, is making a schedule. And I'll tell you, I've made so many schedules, I don't think I've once hit a date. Once. But it drives me to be oh, here's the list of videos that I want to make. And it kind of, I don't know, it almost works as a motivator to be here's a list of things I want to do, and I'll get to them, and kind of goal dates to motivate me to try to get some work done each day on them. So that I find that kind of helps with burnout too. But taking a break is, I think, the first thing, if you can. What if you can't?
Yeah, so I do this professionally, and it's a lot, which is a blessing, but also, like, I have a team. Like, my audio editor, Matt, is there. And don't clap for him. Not until he gets his work done. No, I'm joking. No, that definitely adds a little bit more pressure, because, you know, if the channel doesn't do well, then my team, you know, that I don't want them to ever, you know, a sinking boat, and they come down with me, so there's a bit more pressure there. So that's a good motivator. But as far as burnout goes, I mean, I guess the big thing for me is accepting my limitations, where it's like, okay, I can only go so far. I wake up in the morning, try to do some exercise, hit the ground here with doing some work, put in a good like 8 hours if I can. And there's a certain like wall I hit where I'm like, I can't go any further. At least as far as trying to write or do some more like, I guess, critical thinking, if you can believe it or not, for my channel when it comes to its work. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just go for a walk. Like, just detach, put my phone away, go out for a walk. You know, get some air, you know, breathe. Just try to decompress and accept that there's a tomorrow, and then you can, you know, do the work then and try again and again. But also, like, give yourself time just to like decompress. That's super important. And for me, I found it in just going for walks and just getting out into, you know, well, nature. It's, you know, still a sidewalk in the neighborhood. Actually, I saw a black bear run across the road in my neighborhood. I was like freaked out. I was like, ah! And I thought it was a really tall, like Labrador. And I'm like, what's wrong with it? Why does it have no tail? Why? Oh, it's a bear!
I thought you were gonna say in Atlanta. I saw a black bear. There you go.
That's in North Georgia. No, that got me out of my burn. I was feeling kind of burnt out. I was like, I feel burnt. There's a bear! I'm like, I gotta go find it. I didn't find it. So if you have a bear nearby, it's a great motivator.
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
No problem.
Yes.
Find a bear.
Find a bear. It'll protect you from gorillas as well. Yeah. Silverback gorilla versus a grizzly bear.
And that's not.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Just a question about for content creation for amateurs and stuff like that. What are the reoccurring things that you guys see that, like common mistakes that people make?
There are a lot of folks who start off, they're very critical of themselves. They're like their own worst critic, and they're like, I'm screwing up, it's my fault. It's not clicking, it's my fault. And it's like, this is a very unforgiving platform. Multiple online platforms are very highly competitive. It's never been more competitive than this very moment. And it keeps becoming more and more and more competitive. And a lot of the content creators take it out on themselves saying, I'm not good enough, or it's me, I'm the problem. And it's like, there is a little bit of that inner reflection. It can help, but if you're like constantly like destroying yourself, saying you're the problem, it's like, no, reassess. It could just be your content approach. Sometimes you're trying to put a square peg through a round hole and just realign and then try it again. But like more often than not, content creators are like, I give up. It's me. I'm the problem. And it's like, no, probably not. Just let's refocus and try again. And that usually helps them, pay dividends and make some kind of progress.
I would say it's expecting instant success.
That's a big one too.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up a channel called Stream Scheme. He's very good at giving advice about Twitch, but with YouTube and Twitch as well, you make sure that when you're starting out, that you have stuff planned to do. Because when somebody sees a video of yours and it does well, and then they go back to your channel, they're like, oh, they only have this one video. So if you have a backlog of content, even if the first few videos didn't do well, if one does well, they'll go back and see the other ones.
Yeah. And then also just to go off the instant success thing, some people will do this thing where it's I just want to do this full time, and they'll I quit my day job, I did all this stuff, and so I'm only doing this full time just to dedicate myself. And it's just putting all your eggs in one basket like that with no safety net. It can be really damaging. I've noticed it happen to a lot of people. So it's always important to have start off doing a hobby, steadily improve yourself, and then all this stuff that we mentioned will gradually just help you to grow. And then when you get to a certain state, you can be okay, yeah, then I can feel comfortable moving more of my assets to this. But don't just go, oh, I'm quitting this, I'm doing this full time and stuff like that, because it can backfire immensely.
Real quickly, so we've got 10 minutes left. We want to get through everyone, so after your question's over, I'll start doing more of a lightning round, just a heads up.
Last quick question. How long does it take average-wise from planning and post-production to make a video?
It depends. It's so much depends.
Depends on the video.
Depends.
Yeah,
It's too far.
Some videos come together in 10 minutes and they can do a lot of views.
And
But
if it's a
they're very short.
vlogger, done. If it's someone doing like an hour-long video essay, months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, lightning round. Let's go.
Hey, so I've had tons of friends who talk about they want to start making videos and all that kind of stuff, but it's all the same, it feels like, between them, where they talk about starting out is so difficult, especially for like vlog style, where you really have to put yourself out there because you're walking around, big camera pointing at yourself, talking to the camera, and tons of a lot of people. How do you like overcome that? Like,
Ray's answer.
So how do you overcome just getting in front of the camera?
well, yeah, like just putting yourself out there, not worrying about what other people think, kind of thing.
You might hate this answer, but it's just doing it.
Just do it.
It's just doing it. You get comfortable with it. You start getting used to it. And,
I was so afraid of talking in front of my class when I was in college. I was terrified. I was shaking. I don't give a damn anymore talking in front of you. It's gone. You know, you just do it and do it and do it, and you get used to it, and it just goes away.
Yep.
Also, here's something I really want to put into perspective. Most people really don't care.
They don't
Something
care.
Like that. Like if you like fall, bust your ass, like one person will be like, "Ha, that was funny," but they're not going to be like think about it unless they have absolutely no life.
If
Like,
anything, that's
you remember that guy
thumbnail,
3 months ago fell and busted his ass?
All right,
So
thank
just
you.
have fun.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, next.
I actually had a question, but since it's a lightning round, I got a little small request for Saberspark.
What's up?
Me and a friend of mine have been trying to get to your panels all weekend,
Yeah?
like this entire weekend, and we just built a headcanon for some reason that my friend, first off, she's a way bigger fan than me. She built up a canon that she's been stalking you
Oh, gosh.
for a long time. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that one video he made about it. So I was just wondering if you could like act like you start off a video warning everybody about my best friend Kaylin.
Can we do it after the panel?
Yes, that's
Thank
perfectly
you.
fine.
I'll be around. Call the police. What's up?
All right,
Very
so,
good.
Very important question.
Yes.
So with like script writing and getting into the whole aspect of it, you have like a very banger video you want to make, but you don't know exactly how you want to write it down on a piece of paper or like typing it out. How do you guys get through that whole process of writing a whole script?
I mean, I write on paper. I write on scripts.
Just write random words.
Just once you start writing, that's get your foot in the door, and you're like, okay, I'm already committed. Let's keep going.
Here's a little pro tip for you. If you ever look up Pomodoros on YouTube, there are these little work-along things.
Yes.
that you can do.
It's a dog.
Yeah, that's
Like-
what I do.
Like literally, all you do is like
Pomeranian.
yeah, no, there are these little things that you they help you on YouTube with like work with me things. And so what it'll be is like a 4-hour video, and then you work with a person who's like they're just typing, doing stuff like that, but it's like 25 minutes, and then they'll rest for 4 minutes, and then 25 minutes work, 4 minutes. I've gotten so much work done in like so many like just doing those for 4 hours a day is like such a helpful thing. Like a little thing, just type in like work with me on YouTube, and you'll see it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Have a banger day.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. After you get someone to click on your video, how do you kind of captivate them so they can continue like watching the videos?
First 30 seconds, you've got to make it depends on the content, but like you've got to sell yourself. Why should they care? Why is this interesting? First 30 seconds. Because like that's my experience. If I'm not hooked in 30 seconds, I'm moving on.
Yeah.
I'll try to make it visually interesting too,
Yep.
because like there's the like
And
intro part of it.
You make it sexy, being like,
Yeah.
what went wrong? Goose titties. Hello.
I have a question. So, what is the best way into making a review for a movie or TV show? Because I've been wanting to do a review of the movie Christine by John Carpenter. And
Oh, nice.
I just don't know where to start.
Why do you want to do a review?
I don't know. Like, I guess it's just something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I've done a book review of it in high school. I mean, I cringe at that video because it was like the first animated video that I made. And so,
Well, if there's some passion of what you want to say and do, just find that nucleus of that emotion, because obviously it's there, and just lead with it.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about it, be like, this is why I care. This is why it's not good. This is why it's special.
Bullet points.
Don't overthink it. Just find the core nucleus of why you feel passionate about a topic, and then go for it.
thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you.
No problem, man. You got this.
Hello.
Hi. How do you handle a lot of recording and editing together?
One more time.
How do you handle a lot of recording and editing together?
Oh, together?
Oh, the recording and editing.
I pay people
together.
to do it for me.
It's like, okay, so for me, I like to do it like it depends on if I'm doing it vocally or if I'm in front of the camera. Cause like a voiceover is so much easier for me because it's just like I just get in front, record, and then like I'll give it to Matt or one of my editors to help me with that stuff, and then like I'll just sometimes edit myself if I really need to. If it's more visual stuff, that one is a bit more frustrating because I have to keep getting shots, and then sometimes daylight changes, sometimes the lighting, because I film a lot outside as well. So it's like just making sure I go at a proper time and then record at a certain time.
All right, cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
What's the best way to collaborate with other YouTubers?
Build an organic rapport if you can. Don't be desperate. Desperation is just never flattering. And it's hard because sometimes you're like, I really want this, but sometimes it's like you create more of a divide trying to push them. So maybe they'll catch your own light. Then maybe there's something about what you're doing that catches their, hey, that's kind of a shared, I feel like that's how we clicked over.
And, I was going to say, it helps to give them something to look at and be like, here's the stuff I'm doing too. Like, if you show up and you don't have anything behind you as far as like any kind of content.
I want to do this. And also I'm desperate. And it's like,
It helps that Race has dirt on us.
I have a lot of dirt. That's why I vlog.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Hello.
Do you guys have any tips or like apps that you use to keep yourself safe on the internet, like on all of your platforms, YouTube or Twitch or TikTok?
Well, just be careful with the information you present. If you, like one thing I think about when I vlog is where I'm vlogging. Like, don't vlog outside of your house with your address showing if you don't want people to know where you live.
I feel like a lot of it comes down to not apps, just but how you control yourself. Don't give them anything private information. And I mean, I don't really show myself on camera, so I feel like it gives me an extra layer of protection. So it's up to you and how much you want to reveal, but I would caution not to give too much.
Right.
App-wise, maybe a VPN, a NordVPN brought to you. Use code Saberspark.
I thought you used Express.
Whatever pays me more. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just add to that? Be careful showing landmarks outside your
Yep. Yeah. I close my blinds whenever I film from my room. That's a big one. There's some creepy people out there. Yes.
I have a quick question for Jax in particular. How do you build up your credibility when you want to become like a personal trainer or someone that wants to teach about fitness to other people like you?
Okay, so what I did was, first off, I built myself up, and then also I would start training people, and then I went to college for it. Like, that was a key thing for me. It's like I learned so much just taking a class. You can take 6-hour classes too if you're interested in that. Like, I went and got a degree in all health and fitness stuff. So that already gives me a level of credibility. And then also just I have helped transform a lot of people. Like, for instance, where's my man Cody right there? There he is right there. He is transformed immensely over years. I'm super proud of him. But if you transform people and stuff like that, it starts to show oh, he's actually practicing what he preaches. So that is a key thing right there.
Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Hello.
Howdy. How do you deal with the inevitable bullshit that is drama and controversy?
Rise above it. Don't give them anything to work with. A lot of it's kind of you have to force yourself just to put it away. Because usually, once you engage with it, it gets worse. That's it.
It's a rabbit hole. Yep. Ignore it.
Just take care of yourself. Have your little circle of people who matter, and everything else. If they're if it's a baseless claim, just be whatever.
Don't give them fuel.
Do not. It never helps.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christian. What's up?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey.
My question is there an idea for a video that you guys want to do, but will absolutely tank your YouTube channel?
I mean, I would love to do a video about Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, or Mad Max Fury Road, but it's live action. It kind of goes against my brand, so it's kind of if it's a passion project, sure, but anything for financial gain, nah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
I was gonna say I make whatever I want.
Whatever you want.
My man.
Damn hobbyist.
Hey there.
Hi.
What's up, Coach?
So if you could give a piece of advice to your younger self just starting off, what would you say to your younger self?
Buy lots of Bitcoin. What?
Oh, actually, that's much better advice. I was gonna say enjoy the ride.
Yes.
I do voiceovers for my YouTube, but besides that, what sort of stuff could I also do in the audio industry?
The audio? Talk to him. Don't even talk to us. Talk to him.
Yeah.
He's the person you want to talk to. Matt, will you talk to him?
Matt, get your business cards out. Start
He's a
throwing them
professional audio
everywhere.
editor. Talk to him.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. No, honestly, God, he's professional as hell. Thank you.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Who do we have up next here?
Oh, is he stage fright? Hi.
Hey, how do you fight against copyright? Because I know that it's...
Let me tell you, buddy. You don't. They fight you. Now, there's some companies that are pretty relaxed, like Disney, surprisingly chill. Other companies like Warner and Viacom are like, don't touch it. So just, there's like, I don't know, there's some like magical copy-paste, like text you can send when you try to dispute a copyright claim. Because ultimately YouTube's like, this is not between us, this is between you and the company. Sorry. And sometimes if it doesn't pan out, they can give you a strike on your channel, or it could go to court. That doesn't happen often. But fight back, you got nothing to lose, or at least dispute it. But, you know, good luck.
To be safe, like I found out with my ranking videos, 12 seconds is like the limit.
No, that's not true. That's a made up number. That is, use less, you know, helps, but there's no like objective. That's the magic number. There isn't.
And one last bit on this, if you get a copyright strike, especially if you get multiple copyright strikes and is about to take down your channel, because 3 is the limit, they usually come with an email link to the contact that's doing it.
You can email them.
You can email them and basically beg for mercy and be like, look, I'll take the stuff down if you could just take the strikes off. It actually works. It actually works.
Sometimes.
It's worked for me multiple times, so yeah.
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
All right, next. Hello.
Hello.
You want to pull the microphone down? What's up?
How do you get so much views?
How many get so many views?
Yes, Saber. How do you get so many views?
I guess my videos are great, right?
No.
Do you watch?
Be honest.
Do you watch my videos?
I don't know the name of it.
You don't watch it?
I don't know the name of it.
Okay, I'm not getting you a birthday present next year, dude. That's my nephew, by the way.
All right.
All right. Oh, I'm just joking. I'm joking. No, who's the best anime character? That's my question for you. Who?
Goku.
Go.
Yeah, there
Thank you.
Hey, that's cool.
All right, 2 more. We're almost there. All right, we're a little bit over, but 2 more.
Of our line.
Yes.
What would y'all recommend for any like a game capturing or like that sort of equipment?
Oh, like an Elgato 60 plus.
Elgato.
Yeah, Elgato HD 60 plus. That's like what I use and what Race and Sarah uses.
Yeah, it's a very nice, easy, compact tool that you can use.
Yeah,
and
you
it's not that expensive.
You just put an HDMI cord into it and then another HDMI out. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
And the last question. Hello. Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
How are you?
I just would like to know for someone who's starting off, like what would be the best camera to use?
Yeah.
Oh man, best camera to use. What kind of videos are you making?
I've seen YouTube change a lot of people's lives, and I don't want to lie, I would like to do it for the money.
You already got the bling.
Hell yeah.
Are you looking to make videos where you're sitting at your like at a
With my daughter, or making funny videos, or you know.
Your phone is
your phone. Yeah, I was
great.
about to say your phone. That's literally how I built my following. Was like I literally used my phone to get to 100,000 subscribers. Like that's literally all I use.
Phones are
really
Here's the wild thing. I have camcorders up here. These things are getting phased out. Like it's harder and harder to find cameras that like just regular camcorders these days, but you can find some good quality ones, but like they just said, you'll be surprised how much good quality you'll get out of that thing right there.
It's really great.
They've gotten so good.
Yeah, the audio's great, the video looks great, so
and you have to have a phone, you know, so why not have a good one with a camera?
Yeah. So you can do that. Also, you could just look up reviews on cameras. I typically go the route with Sony.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, if you're looking for a nice like economical start to things, you do not need to spend a lot of money.
It's like $1,000 sometimes for these cameras, but your phone, then you got a phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
One more thing.
Yes.
I think you have a twin riding around here, because on my way here I saw a guy and his family in a car looking just like you, and he was from Ohio.
Ohio?
Yeah, and I said, are you from Ohio?
Thank God, no. I'm joking. Thank you.
guys.
That is our How to YouTube panel. Thank you all for joining
Hope
us.
you had a great MomoCon.
Have a great MomoCon. Bye. See you all next year. Peace out. Thank you.